being resilient and stubborn with a lot of disturbance and technical glitches. We are not stopping and we are just letting the show go on. I think we are at the end of this session, but I think we should hear something more from our eminent panel. The agenda of this session has been accomplished, which we were expecting it to be. And yeah, this has been a fantastic session for all. A lot of learning outcomes and very diversified session it has been. Probably I'll take a lot of learning from this to enhance myself as a faculty, as a learner. We would be starting the question answer session now, sir.
Yes, please. You know.
So the first question for this session is, and it is for Banaful Banerjee, sir.
Yes.
Skills to be focused by young graduates who are looking for opportunity in this field. What are the things or what are the skills that they should look for to make a career in this hospitality, sir, post pandemic?
I feel those who are joining into this profession as a student, as well as already into the profession, especially for these 3 years for the degree course, they should know the first of all basics, because basics has to be very, very strong. Whatever we can develop on top of that, the understanding of the cuisine will come much later. Unless and until, that's why I have taken up the topic of the flavor matrix, that we should know the basics, and depending on that, so that skill will remain forever. We should not get whatever Dr. Kunal has mentioned, that is very, very required, very much required in the present day scenario, that we have to adopt many new skills to upskill ourselves and generate new skills into us. That is there. Already the person who is there into the profession. But for the budding chefs, so the budding students, budding professionals, I always believe that they will stick to the basics. That is the first primary lesson for all of us. And I can welcome Kunal and other chefs as well to contribute on that.
Thank you so much, sir. I would just say, if you should follow your heart, you should be passionate in whatever you do, put your heart and soul into it, and never give up.
Yes.
And I'm sure success will be there. And don't think too much. Basically, when we waste time thinking too much, then we are left with less time in translating those thoughts into action. तो पानी में बिना कूदे जैसे तैरना नहीं सीख पाते, वैसे ही पहले पानी में कूद जाओ बिल्कुल fearlessly, and you will learn to swim. Don't worry.
Very rightly said, sir. Never give up, or very inspirational quote said by you. Now, the other question for this session is, and it is for you, sir, Chef Kunal, sir. Promotion of food tourism in India, especially in northeastern part, can be a huge opportunity for local people, and it can have huge contribution on tourism in each state. Promotion of northeastern cuisine.
Beyond doubt, sir. It is beyond doubt, because the problem is the regional specialties are not known to the entire nation. And if some well-planned, organized events can happen, where food lovers are invited, food critics are invited, and some research is being done on the existing recipes, trying to make it more palatable for the younger generation, I think only sky is the limit.
Rightly said, sir. Thanks for this answer, and hope the student is satisfied with that answer. We have other question for Chef Mohammad Yassin, sir.
Sir.
What are the safety measures that must be followed in food production training post COVID scenario? Safety
I think
methods.
the best. Yes. I think first thing I would like to tell all the participants that the WHO guidelines are the best thing right now we have to follow. And apart from that, as for India is concerned, Ministry of Home Affairs are issuing guidelines time to time, and we must stick to that guideline. And normally when we enter kitchen, we become little casual about the uniforms and the hygiene. That should not happen post COVID, because this is a good new norm in our lives, and we have to stick to the guidelines, because it's not cooking food for one or two persons. You are cooking for hundreds and thousands of people. And now we have learned from last 4 or 5 months that we cannot afford to put anybody's life in risk. I think the best thing is, do not be over smart and follow the guidelines which are prescribed by time to time by WHO or by the ministry or the concerned department. That we have to stick to it, and that's going to be a new learning and a new additional topics in our subjects after post COVID, and we have to take care of it. That way we are going to save our lives and others also. And so we cannot be casual about them. That I think the ministry is going to issue about the hospitality, or they have already issued the guidelines about the equipments even. I was reading an article. Now the equipment guidelines will come, how to make it more hygienic, how to keep it safe, how to prevent it from spreading the virus and all. So time to time, whatever comes in line, and we have to follow that so that we can save ourselves and prepare hygienic food and serve it in a hygienic way.
Very rightly said, sir. Hope the student is satisfied with that answer. There is another question for you, sir. It is
Okay.
awareness on importance
Okay.
of local ingredients used in culinary art,
Okay.
culinary cuisine.
Actually, whatever I spoke about the awareness, that's a real learning of my life. Whenever in past I did workshops and the food festivals, students were not knowing about the raw material. So how I can assume that I'll serve them something and they are not aware about the this local produce or the local ingredient. So my point is, before creating dishes or before serving them the final product, we must conduct workshops and display the raw material and tell them about it, and tell them how it is grown, where it is found, what are the health benefits, what are the medicinal values. And then the second step comes how to process it. So my point is, make them aware so that they can learn about the ingredients, and then we can teach them how to process it. So workshops can be a best thing after post COVID, or online sessions can be happen where we can show them the raw material and make them aware about it, because I cannot tell them to prepare pulao unless and until they don't know about the rice. So I have to make them aware what is the rice, what kind of rice you can make it, you can use in pulao. So the raw material in the local produce awareness is the cause, and it is the matter of the concern.
Right, rightly said, sir. The other question is for Professor Himanshu, sir. It is new education policy, the concepts and application. Something different from what we are discussing, but sir, the student has asked this question for you. The new education policy, concepts and application.
I thought Himant sir maybe facing some kind of technical issue from that end. So let me you may flow these questions to say Kunal sir at least.
Kunal sir, would you like to answer that, sir? The new education policy. In recent time only it has been introduced.
Correct. Well, I should not be commenting because there have been a lot of heads which has been involved in generating that, and based on their previous experiences and their evaluation of the previous techniques, this recent development has happened. So unless we exercise it in the right manner, generally we cannot comment about the outcome. So whatever guidelines have been issued have to be followed and put into practice. And then once the batches have passed, then we can be able to figure out how effective it is.
Rightly said, sir.
Himanshu sir is now unmuted. So sir, would you like to add something? Can you repeat the question, sir?
So the question, yes,
Due
sir,
to
the question is,
poor connectivity, I am not audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Hello.
you're audible, sir.
I am from East only. So, I have not heard the question. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, yes,
What
sir,
is the
you're audible.
question?
The question is the new education policy and its implication. Something not just to our conclave. The new education.
Rate very similar to the American and Chinese educational policy. In this system, it's a very dynamic proposition. Like one science student can also read history, geography, and one art student can go through politics if he is interested. This is one proposal, but it's good for future because we should not just impose one student within one particular area. We should give him opportunity to explore himself. The main basic concept of the new education policy is, especially in hospitality sector. Actually, when I was in IHM, I found only the operational part of hospitality is generally taught in IHM, but nowadays what is the syllabus, I have not gone through it. But I expect if the academicians will put more research into IHM syllabus, then I think the students will betterly understand the components of vegetables and what all modes of adulteration are now used by the commercial agents, commercial organizations, how to restrict that, how to identify that. And though I am a trainer of COSTAC or FSSAI, so we expect all students should go through Food Safety Standard Authority of India training, so that they will come to know how the food is adulterated and in which type of forms, the food packets are available in the market. And in that sense, they can act to restrict all those adulterated materials in their cooking, and they can choose the better one and the best quality ingredients, and they can serve the quality in the plates.
Yes, sir. Hope the student is satisfied with that answer. And this is something new topic. So a lot of things to explore. The other question that I have is for Professor Chef Virinder Rana, sir. The question is entrepreneurship opportunities post-COVID that you have mentioned in your session also, but the student has asked. Chef Virendra sir,
Gaurav,
are you there?
Gaurav,
Yes, yes, sir.
the thing is, okay, I'll answer this question. The thing is, entrepreneurship, that to be in hospitality, it will widely recognized, it's food business. We're talking about business. Whenever we are talking about entrepreneurship, we have to find out the resources. We have to go for the root level research before we are going for investment of revenue, and we are going to targeting the specific market segmentation. We have to go for on the basis of research and development. If your research and development is quite good, then your business will be also quite good. So I thought during this pandemic, our students can go focus on the researches and as well as on research. So on the basis of the research, if they focusing on the entrepreneurship, definitely they will succeed.
Rightly said, sir. The more you research, the more you have knowledge, and more would be your clarification of doubt, and probably a solution can be taken into consideration. I have a question for Professor Wonderful Banerjee, sir.
Yes.
How can rural tourism be used in creating opportunities and option in culinary sector?
Shiv has already mentioned that we have to go for local and to make it more vocal about it. Now, more we travel to those remote places, especially in rural areas, we'll find out lots of foods are made in ethnic way, which are basically unexplored by the common people in the city area or in the big cities I'm talking about. What we're talking about, we are thinking about how to popularize Italian food, how to popularize other international cuisines out here, but about our own strength, we never try to explore. So if we can develop those areas, we can develop the food hub in those areas, especially and nowadays bed and breakfast that is very much popular in local tourism as well. Yeah, along with that, if we can serve the local cuisines over there, then I think slowly those cuisines will come up to the forward, the surface level, and people can do as Dr. Dipti Shahu has mentioned about the research oriented. We can do lots of research on the availability of local food and local varieties. And Indian food is that's why having so much of potential in respect to international cuisine, because it has got lot many varieties and most of the major target area is untapped till date. And our focus should be always towards that, as Shep has already, Yasin has mentioned about most of the people who do the mistake that Kashmiri pulao, it is not there. We should try to find out something else. Yes, he rightly mentioned about the Rogan Josh. Other part of the country, they always believe Rogan Josh is something. Rogan, okay, that oil should be there, Riwazi meat should be utilized, but there are a specific way of utilizing ingredients and that will give the viability of that Rogan Josh. Whatever I make at home, if I name, and Shakespeare told what's in a name, that I understand, but I cannot target that as a Rogan Josh I have prepared. So I think there is enough, we the researchers, people, those who are working in the profession, they should go back to the villages and find out, stay with the family, rather find out the ideas, generate the ideas from there and bring forth to the market so that that can be marketed further. I think Yasin can also agree to this point.
I totally agree with you, sir. We have to make it very research-based thing, and I think India के हर गांव में भी 1000 PhD लोग निकल सकते हैं. There is so much to research. Even one ingredient will take years to research on it, and we have not researched things. We have discarded them because it is little difficult to research and create recipes. So it is always easy to discard. We should not discard. We should visit the history, go back to history and bring those things which used to cure naturally to our elders.
Absolutely correct. Okay, any other questions?
Very rightly said, sir. Thanks for this wonderful session. I request the participant to please mute yourself. We are just through with the session now. Dipti sir, is there any information from your end, sir?
Yes, I have several announcements. The announcement is every year we plan a food festival. And this year, after this COVID, most probably in January month, we will dedicate next year's food festival to the land of Kashmir. We are going to conduct Kashmir Cuisine Food Festival, and
Thank you very much, sir.
Your invitation, Chef Yasin, you will be the guest along with Chef Wonderful Banerjee, sir. Kindly
Thank you very
let
much,
me know about your time, and we'll definitely go for the taste. Second announcement is on 19th. This month on 19th, I am planning and going to organize a class with Professor Sudhir Andrews. All the interested candidates who all are going to attend, I will definitely very soon going to share the forms and links, so we all can go in for the next level discussion. And the third one is I'm also going to sign an MOU with IIT Delhi to specifically design a virtual conferencing software which is dedicated for hospitality training, which is definitely, I think, that indigenous one going to make a mark in virtual classroom scenario. So these are from my side. I would request our secretary sir, kindly deliver the vote of thanks, please. And I would like to give my heartfelt gratitude to all the legends. I cannot say safe, but yes, definitely culinary curator. This is the new terminology. Safe, Professor Om Prakash, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Gaurav, and thank you, HOD, sir. Good afternoon to the honorable keynote speaker, respected HOD, sir, invited distinguished speaker, teachers, and my dear students. I, Professor Om Prakash Yadav, on behalf of APIM Gujarat Technological University, first of all, I would like to thank the HOD sir, Professor Dipti Prakash Sahu, to give me an opportunity to speak on this auspicious National SIFS Conclave 2020. And it is a matter of honor for me. On behalf of the entire institute, I would like to thank our keynote speaker, Honorable Satbir Singh sir, Director at NCHM City, Noida, Ministry of India, Ministry of Tourism. Because of this event cannot be complete without your presence and inspiring words. Actually, he was not present today, but the show must go on. So we have continued with our distinguished speakers. So I would like to thank our distinguished speaker, Honorable Professor Himanshu Bhushan Raut sir, Head of Department of Tourism in Hospitality Management at Mizoram Central University, followed by Chef Dr. Virendra Rana, Director Faculty of Hospitality Management at GNA, University of Punjab, and Chef Dr. Kunal Sheth sir, Head Department of Hospitality Management at Amity University, Delhi, and legendary chef Vanaful Banerjee sir, Head of Department at IHM Taratala, and Chef Mohammad Yassin Resi sir at IHM Srinagar, Kashmir. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Also, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the guests present today. Present excellencies, teachers, and my dear students, I thank APIHM management for giving me the opportunity to express my gratitude on this special day. This is the big day in the history. Today we have hosted a biggest national chefs conclave in India on practicing vocal for local in creating opportunity through hospitality entrepreneurship. N number of participants and all the colleges and universities of India participating in this chefs conclave 2020. This is a huge success in itself. So on behalf of Asia Pacific Institute, I express my heartfelt thanks to Professor Dipti Prakash Sahu, Head of the Department, for giving me such a responsibility of organizing secretary. I would like to thank all the respected participants who have blessed us with their presence. I would like to thank the fellow colleagues in the organizing team, our convener, Professor Gaurav Mishra, co-convener, Chef Ajit Kumar, coordinator, Professor Rahul Lohar, and session moderator, Mr. Gaurav Mishra, and all staff. Finally, I once again thank you, respected representatives and officials, for participating, colleges and universities. Thanks again for making this conclave a grand success. Thank you. Have a nice day. Over to respected HOD Sir, Professor Dipti Prakash Sahu, for announcement about upcoming events. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Sir, it must be, I thought, to conclude by 2 o'clock, but somehow, as we are the hospitality professionals, we conclude it on or before 2 o'clock itself. So, thank you, wonderful sir. Chef Yasin, I'm eagerly waiting for your presence at my department. Chef Kunal sir,
Inshallah.
definitely, as you were saying, that some kind of thing which is waste, if it is usable and giving some kind of flavor, as Chef Vanpul Banerjee says, that flavor is not flavor, it's such kind of an rhythmic, artistic contribution by a chef to the platter of a guest, which is very relevantly, I can narrate some kind of thing. When we are preparing some kind of essence, they are also following this kind of rhythmic thing to getting a best essence. So it is something, food is also relevant to that. So we can also curating that kind of thing. Sir, I'm also welcoming you anytime, whenever you wanted to visit, please let me know. And I'll eagerly waiting for your presence at my department also.
Thank you.
Thank you all participants. Because of today's the server down or what the thing is, I'm really unable to understand. But yes, some point of time, we all are hospitality professionals. We are the real warriors in the professional field, and somehow we succeeded and successfully concluded it. Thank you all. And again, I would like to say Happy Janmashtami to you. Very
And
good.
to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank